Look, we're holding in the Akdama on page test in the third paragraph, and this section is going to be about all apikorsis delays the geula. So it's not just sionis that delays the geula, but all sorts of apikorsis do that. And he's going to bring proofs to that now. V'ho emes shekol darkei aminus rachman al-islan ma'akvim misagula. All types of heresy, denial of the Torah, prevent the geula from coming. K'mavur b'gemara Rosh Hashanah daf Yud Zayin Amud Aleph. Haminin v'hu apikorsin shekafru b'Torah u'b'tchias hamesim. The heretics and the apikorsim who deny the Torah and deny the tchias hamesim, yordim leGehenim. They're going to go down to Gehenim and yidonim bar l'doyer doyers, and they'll be punished there forever. Gehenim kol v'hein meim kolim. Gehenim will be used up and they won't be used up. They'll still be there. Shenemar v'tzuram levaloi she'ol. They will outlast Sheol. And why did that happen to them? Because they stretched out their hands against the zvul. And the Gemara is going to say, Shneamar mizvul loy, ve'ein zvul el beis hamikdash. Zvul means the beis hamikdash. Shneamar bonoi bonisi beis zvul.
So why was zvul named zvul for? If a chor zvul was the one that worked, and Yisachar was the one that learned.
No, because zvul is a house. It's a home. Hapam is Beleni Ishi. This time my husband will make my house his home.
But seemingly Zvul did have that meaning, because Zvul was the one that that traveled.
The place of the Beis Hamikdash doesn't have to do with working. It has to do with having a house of the Beis Hamikdash. Upirish Rashi Zal shepashtu yideim bezvul, that they stretched out their hands against the Beis Hamikdash. Why? Shehachrivu Beis Hamikdash ba'avoinam. They didn't destroy it physically, but because of their sins, they caused it to get destroyed. V'huvu advarim the Rambam per Gimel Milchus Tshuva. The Rambam there, when he's talking about the different categories of apikorsim, brings this Gemara down. El shehoisif b'lshoinoi ve'akoifrim b'bias hagoyel. The Rambam's adding on a few words here that are not in the Gemara. Maybe it was in the Rambam's version of the Gemara, but it says that those who are koifer in the coming of Mashiach. So fine, that's the end. Now the Rambam actually, it's a little more than that. It's also more of a difference, because it says in the Gemara, Haminim v'apikorsim shekafru b'Torah. It sounds like that's what the meaning of apikorsim is. The meaning of apikorsim is defined as those who deny the Torah and the tchias hamesim, right? Yeah. But the Rambam has a different version. It says Haminim v'apikorsim v'hakoifrim b'Torah. It's a separate category, and then he says hakoifrim tchias hamesim and hakoifrim in bias hagoyel. Al kaponim, but you see the Rambam's listing someone who denies Mashiach as someone who prevents the Beis Hamikdash from being, or destroys the Beis Hamikdash. So now l'choira eino muvan hatam she'amar b'gemara b'shvil shehachrivu Beis Hamikdash ba'avoinam. We don't understand how the Gemara could say that they destroy the Beis Hamikdash. Chada, for one thing, we never find the Beis Hamikdash getting destroyed for the sin of minas. The first Beis Hamikdash was avodah zarah. Second Beis Hamikdash was because of causeless hatred. We never find the Gemara mentions the sin of minas as the reason for the destruction. Another kasha, the afim naniach shahaya az gam aveir de minas. Even if we're going to say there was such an aveir then, yitachin loymar kein rak alamin ba'apikorsim shalai bizman abayis. That's only those who were at the time of the Beis Hamikdash. It could be that there were minim at that time who caused the destruction. Since at the time of the writing of the Gemara says this statement that the minim caused the destruction. So what Beis Hamikdash was there at the time of the Gemara, right? There was no Beis Hamikdash anymore. The Rambam brings it down. It's talking about in any time, any place, whenever there are minim, they cause the destruction of the Beis Hamikdash. And how could that be? And you can't say that it's only going on those that were at the time of the Beis Hamikdash. What does it matter to us today? What happened then? Whatever happened then happened. There's no reason for the Rambam to say a halacha that's nogei only bisman abayis. The abayis hashlishi, maybe you'll tell me it's nogei in the future when the Beis Hamikdash is built again. No, abayis hashlishi hari lo yichar avoid. It's never going to get destroyed then. Kenoida, as we know, bekamavura begemara megillah b'sidur tefillah shmon esrei. And also we know that the minim are not going to cause the destruction of the third Beis Hamikdash, because the Gemara Megillah says the reason for the order of Shemona Esrei is that Shekoyim Binyan Abayis, before the bracha of Bnei Yerushalayim, Binyan Abayis, Yichlu Aminim. The minim will be destroyed. It says, Kol Aminim, Keregi Avedu, Apikorsim. V'im Kain, Eich Amru Stama al Aminim V'Apikorsim Shebechol Adoyers. How could we say, in general, that minim caused the destruction of the Beis Hamikdash?
Every generation, it wasn't built as if it was destroyed.
Oh, that's what he's going to say. So, how can we say that the reason for this terrible punishment is because they destroyed the Beis Hamikdash? Who Beis Hamikdash? We don't have this Beis Hamikdash for almost 2,000 years. How could we say today that they're causing the destruction? It's not here today, so how could they be destroying it?
But Mara actually says, as if it was destroyed, and Mara just how bad it is when the basement wasn't built. Because there is a Beis Hamikdash out of wood and stone,
right,
and there is the essence of it. And in the Beis Hamikdash, where it wasn't rebuilt,
we have to answer Shehu al derech she'amru Chazal. This is based on what Chazal say.
So this is the answer.
Kol dar shaloi nivne Beis Hamikdash biyamav ki'ilu nechrav biyamav. And this member is the Yerushalmi Yuma in the beginning of Yuma. That any door, any generation when the Beis Hamikdash was not built, it's as if it was destroyed.
Remember, Ki'ilu was a hidden reality.
Okay. Maral v'haminim v'apikorsim. The minim today caused the Beis Hamikdash not to get built, and that's why it's considered as if they destroyed it. That's why they're considered that they stretched their hands out against the Zvul. Inami, another teretz, the Beis Hamikdash that's up in Shemaim, nivne al yidei avodas tzadikim. There's a Beis Hamikdash in Shemaim that's connected to the Beis Hamikdash Tachton, and when Mashiach comes, it's going to come down according to one shot in the Gemara Bava Kama. So that Beis Hamikdash is getting built now through the avodah of the tzadikim. U'maasei matovim. U'kashiyiyeh nigmar Beis Hamikdash Shamayla Yavam Mashiach Tidkenu. When that Beis Hamikdash is completely built, that's when Mashiach is going to come. Aval Rishaim b'maaseihem. The Rishaim through their actions is their garmim churban lamayla. They caused that Beis Hamikdash to get destroyed. Like turn back the clock on all the work that everyone's doing. They destroy whatever the tzaddikim built. The one time the Divrei Chaim b'shulchano yatar at his tish he said Beis Hamikdash shel Maila nigmar. He said, I can see that the Beis Hamikdash shel Maila is completely finished. The only thing missing is the paroiches that separates between the Heichal and the Kodesh HaKodashim. Let's see. The Ana Harav HaKadosh Rabbi Yeshua Mitamashav, Zichron Levracha, that the one of his Talmidim answered back and said, "Sha'anachnu ma'aminim be'amunah shleima she'Rabbeinu HaKadosh yuchal latzor separaches." We believe, we believe that the Rebbe, the Divrei Chaim, would be able to make the paroiches. The Divrei Chaim didn't answer anything then, at the time. But on another occasion, when he sat down by his tish, how do you know that I didn't actually make the paroiches? But it could be that after I made it, a Rasha came and tore it down. So the fact that it's not there doesn't prove that I didn't make it. Maybe I made it, but the Rasha destroyed it. So the point is, he's bringing a raya from here to what he said, that the Rishonim with their maisim could turn back the work that the tzaddikim built. The Gemara says there, Gabi Zayin Rakiyim, that there were 7 levels of Shemaim. Shabirakia Hanikra Zvul, Boy Yerushalayim Beis Hamikdash and Mizbeach Banoi. That in the level that's called Zvul, that's where the Beis Hamikdash is built, and that's where the Mizbeach is. V'im Kain, Eila Harishayim Gormin Ba'avonoseim Ad Leva Shemayim B'Rakia Hanikra Zvul. The Rishayim, the apikorsim, whatever apikorsim they are, whether it's yonim or other types of apikorsim, they cause a destruction in that level that's called Zvul. Shesham Yerushalayim Beis Hamikdash. V'nasim Shama Churbanos Rachmana Litzlan Al Yidei Avonoseim. That's where the destruction happens through their sins. So So when it says Poshtim Midayim Vizvul, they stretch their hand out against Zvul, doesn't mean the Beis Hamikdash here in this world. It means the Beis Hamikdash in the level of Shemaim that's called Zvul. V'heima Poshtim Midayim Vizvul Machrim. L'chein misgaber Asamach Mem lahamshich es ha'oil machra machrivei azvul. And that's why the Samach Mem is trying so hard to get the world to follow this shita of Sionis and other types of apikorsis, because he wants to destroy that Beis Hamikdash Shalmaila, because he wants to delay Mashiach coming. Umate esabrias, and he confuses people loimer aleim shem matzilim, that these people, these Sionim, are really saving Yidden, and really it's the opposite. Because he wants to prevent the Gula from coming. The heavens should be shocked about this. And it will be explained more in the hemshech of this sefer, in the actual sefer, and that's in Siman Mem Vav. The Rebbe is going to speak about the idea that the Satan actually goes so far as to create nisim sometimes to fool people. As it says in the Gemara in Avodah Zarah, that sometimes the Avodah Zarah causes rain to come when people daven to it and stuff like that. So why does the Satan have that to koyach? Because people are in order to give people an Yisrael, Hashem sometimes allows the Satan to have that koyach. And also in Siman Kuf Mem Hey, he speaks about the fact that even great people can sometimes make mistakes, and that's another reason that people are having Yisrael in these